talents. Everything needed to make a film was to be found within the walls of MGM. To ensure top quality, MGM employed only the best directors, actors, writers, cameramen, technicians, designers, and makeup artists. They all worked under exclusive contract to MGM and were available to work on any film the studio deemed suitable.
In its heyday, it was a bit like going into Alcatraz. It was so boarded up, you know. And I remember the entrance on Washington Boulevard, not the one going into the Thalberg building,
yes,
because that's the executive offices, of course, and the gate is right there where you drive in. But I was nobody, so we had to go in through a kind of turnstile, which was very heavy metal, believe me. It was like getting into jail. And you had to get an okay to push the thing, and they released a lock on it, and you went around this thing, and you got in. And we were shown to the casting director's office, which was a small office not far from the entrance. And my mother and I met the casting director, and at that time, he looked at me and he said, how old are you? And I told him I was 17. And I was taken to the character wardrobe first time out. And here you had a character wardrobe with all of the costumes that had ever been worn in an MGM movie. They were all there. Can you imagine walking into that? And the woman who was in charge of it, a white-haired lady, who was smoking away, and she showed me a lot of the dresses. She said, now, Jean Harlow wore that, yes, in such and so. Yes. They had some incredible bits and pieces there in that wardrobe.
So they had a massive wardrobe department. They had, I was reading the other day, that it even had its own foundry, so they could...
Yeah, they did. They could make anything. Yeah. They usually got the Italians to make the boots and shoes. They did the tailoring. They did have a tailoring department, but it was all Italian tailors. I remember that. That was an era of a certain naivete, I think, too, where people wanted to be kind of carried out of the humdrum experience of their own lives and fooled into thinking that there was something better out there, and they could find it in the cinema.